If we just rewind a little bit and we look at Ganzi versus Dongraegu from the round robin, the way that Ganzi was winning was kind of posing as a very early aggression strategy, and then either it was or it wasn't. And Dongraegu playing overly safe, very, very late third base. And in this game, it was Ganzi who was allowing himself open for attack with that awkward CC first somewhere. And yeah, well, introduce the players first, and I'll continue my thoughts.
Here in the north position as the red Terran from Team Complexity, down 0-1, it is Ganzi. And in the south position as the blue Zerg from Team MVP, already up 1-0 and looking for another rematch versus Marine King Prime. It is DRG.
Now, against a Zerg, there are two ways to get aggressive as a Terran or as a Protoss. It's either aggressively taking an expansion earlier than you might usually do, or it's aggressively moving across the map with either a probe or pylon or with a double barracks or something like that. So Ganzi, he was playing very aggressive with army in the first series where he won, and it left Dongraegu guessing as to what his exact intentions were. Now, in this game, he made such an early CC, and it was so easy to scout too in the positioning where he made it, and there was no doubt in Dongraegu's mind about what it possibly was. So it's always good to plant a seed of doubt in your opponent's mind. Didn't manage to do that, and yeah, it was not a good rhythm for him to start off that game. Now, let's talk about this game.
Yeah, we've got a forward Rax here right in the middle of the map coming out by Ganzi. He's not following it up with a second yet, but SCV is moving out. He has taken a refinery back at his base. It's now mining some gas, but DRG did decide to go hatch first with the pool following up behind that, so he's going to stay gasless, and this is still a defendable opening here by what DRG is producing. The first Marine is coming out. You can see he's rallied very close by, and since there hasn't been a second rack started, I'm assuming that we're just going to play off of this one barracks right here. And
are we going to see a tech lab or a Reaper or continued Marine production? No, he's probably going to build a factory right here towards the somewhat northeast of Dongraegu's base.
Yeah, but still very close and kind of out of the way a little bit, and there it is. The factory goes down.
And look at that Overlord here over that, well, this raised platform here. It doesn't quite have vision of that barracks. Needs to move a few more inches, but this seems to be the place that the Overlord would normally be. So nice decision, well, nice location pick there by Ganzi of where to build the barracks. And this game can go a couple of ways. Like, he can go make a couple of Hellions, maybe Medivac. He can produce tanks or yeah, well, anything. I think we're going to see Hellions and Medivac probably if he chooses to build a starport as well.
All right, well, the first scouting links are out and about. They are going to try to take out this SCV. Is the SCV going to get away? Looks like he will finally go down here in just a moment, but believe it or not, he actually kept him from finding that Rax. He's
that was nice
Marines.
SCV movement.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on the vision here of DRG and see what he's going to see. And there it is. The Rax is discovered. The Lings go right past it, and they may decide to go directly into the opponent's base. Now, we do have another supply depot coming up, and here come the Marines while his opponent is on the move.
Yeah, well, once again, 8 Marines by Dongraegu says, if I can survive double Rex aggression, I will be just fine. But he moved towards Ganzi's base, which was safe with 3 supply depot wall off, and Ganzi took the opportunity to enter Dongraegu's base. Will he lose a queen, or will he not? No, nice micro there by Dongraegu, and all he will be able to do now is to take down a couple of Lings, losing this initial task force here.
Oh, wow. So nicely defended. The cancellation on the bunker. That means the Rax is going to have to fly away. But look at inside the base. Has the creep seen it yet?
Nope.
He's going to start pooling some Hellions over here, and he'll just be able to go in and do some roasting. So did it pay off? It's hard to say at this point because he did have it so epically crushed by DRG, but he's got a chance of redemption here because these in-base Hellions could do some crazy damage.
So keep in mind now we've got 15 Zerglings going for Ganzi's base. They will not be able to be killed by anything at all that Ganzi has at this point. Banshee's halfway. Of course, SCVs can go and repair. He'll need to put like 2 SCVs on every supply depot to repair it, or maybe just one.
Third Hellion out. We're getting to number 4. Oh, he's just going to go after it with 4. He knows that, or 3, excuse me. There's going to be a Spore over in the side. Now, there's not that many drones actually in the main. There are 3 queens, so he's going to have to get out of there. Right now, all the Hellions still alive, and there's another nice roast. And oh, we're going to see another big drone hit here at the front. He's not going to be able to block. He's got to get out of there. And he just goes ahead and fires. I'm not sure what he's doing at this point, just kind of letting those die. But how many did he get? Ultimately, 13 workers killed for Ganzi. He's making it work, despite the fact that it kind of looked like a failure.
Yeah, I still think probably it's kind of a failure. I mean, he's going with 1 base against 2. Actually, he's got his orbital building now in his main base, so that's kind of okay. This seems to be about all the drones he's getting, but with the Banshee here now, we'll take down a queen. Then we'll move out with that Banshee.
Yeah, and oh, well, he could have gotten a few link kills there, but, you know, did a good job controlling them. The Hellions were taken down. Most of the drones now still at the natural. There he's transferring back, so he's trying to get back onto his feet. Right now, 31 workers apiece. The Banshee is going to make its way back yet again. And there we will see that orbital going down for Ganzi. So a bit of a little cheeky opening there from Ganzi. Yeah. And but I liked it. I like how he kind of the first phase of it failed pretty bad. I mean, he did not get much at all inside that natural. But, you know, at least saying, well, I've got to do something with this factory because it's going to be either waste a lot of time flying it back to my opponent's base or actually get inside and build the Hellions. So
yeah, and I'd rather see this even failed or semi-failed than a CC first, which easily gets scouted and then it's basically lights out. Because this kind of thing, it allows him to have Dongraegu kind of unsure about what's going on. He also made his 3rd command center in his main base and starting double E base, so gearing up for a proper macro game. He's got 2 Banshees roaming the map. Oh, actually no, he's got a Viking here. Hunting for overlords, and we'll also scout if there is a 3rd hatchery going up for Dongraegu, which is exactly what's about to happen.
And the Banshee's going to get caught here in the middle. Oh, and might go down actually just outside of danger as he nearly
look at
dies.
That, the Viking!
The Viking lands and will not be able to take out the drone, but does stop this hatchery from building, at least for just a little moment. We're going to have an Overlord over here that checked on the expansion of Ganzi, but it did fall down to those Marines. And what is the tech of DRG at this point? We see the Spire going down, the Baneling Nest going down, and there is the +1 carapace and the speed. So he spent that much time dealing with, of course, the Hellion damage that occurred and droning back up. That 3rd base now is crucial based off of the fact of how many drones that he has, and he could be looking at an even more bolstered income if he got that up. So it is on the way. Speed finishing right now. We have now a small hit squad of Marines marching across the map.
Yeah, this one Banshee with 5 life will shoot with impunity at those circlings, as the Marines will try to close the distance on them. Full wall off by Ganzi with the bunker and the 3 depots. Adding on additional barracks and getting his 1-1 upgrades. Armory almost just about perfectly lined up in order to be able to start 2 more upgrades. This orbital will have to momentarily lift off, I do think. No, he's going to try and do it without a lift off so that he can keep that SCV producing. Probably the correct choice. And there we go with 2 mules planted down. Links will go away. Killed 1 SCV and did some damage on the orbital. It's always good to be proactive with your units.
Lynx coming in again, and they're going to get surround on these Marines coming out. Banshee trying to do its work as well, but there are just too many Lings. Lings do clean up that group of Marines, but another stage is coming in here for Ganzi. But picking away a couple of mules, that's a little victory for DRG, as he will get out of there still with a tiny force, but kind of delays that mining at the 3rd. And that just enough to get his 3rd up. It is now up and mining as he already transfers over quite a few drones. But will these Marines go in here for a little counterattack? Could lift and go right into the main, or perhaps attack from the front. But the mutas are out, and the Banelings are an available option for DRG, so I feel like he should handle this no problem.
Yeah, Dongraegu hasn't spotted these medivacs yet. He could potentially lift off and go into the main base. Of course, that's very risky with Mutalisk on the field. There are 8 right now, 4 more coming up, but it hasn't been spotted yet. We do now see vision of Dongraegu of these 2 medivacs, and Mutalisk will turn around pronto. Stimpack and 1-1 on these Marines. That makes them very badass guys against Mutalisk. So I have to rally in 4 banelings coming now to defend.
Oh, it's such a terrible situation. Oh, he picks up a Marine of medivacs, and or a medevac full of Marines. It does go ahead and move off. JP. As he's laughing at every single JP. He's so bad. But we're going to have to see another drop over here at the 3rd as well. That's quickly shut down. I mean, DRG, although he has very limited vision over what's going on, and here we see another medevac fall. He handled that all very nicely. If you remember, Ganzi did have that Viking going back and forth, so he's trying to keep the outsides of those bases open for avenues like those medevacs and Banshees going in. But
did
DRG,
not do his job.
No.
Vikings on the island right now at the bottom right, and there's so many overlords with vision there. Of course, 1 Viking cannot actually beat roughly 12 Mutalisks.
Unfortunately.
But still, these drops, they gave Ganzi some time to get his turrets up, and actually I thought there was enough Lings and Mutas to take this out, but yeah, you never want to necessarily take on Marines full on without something very cost efficient like Banelings, so Dongraegu wisely turned around. Worker counts, 77 SCVs for Ganzi, just 68 drones for Dongraegu.
And DRG does have his infestation pit up. Pathogen glands did just begin. Now, the one thing you've got to note here is that +2 is going to finish for Ganzi here before his next real attack and or drop, where +2 has just begun over on DRG's side, both melee and carapace and the +2 flyer. A ton of Mutalisks now have been collected here by DRG. He's going to be able to make quick work of a lot of these turrets in the back. He can start working on the SCVs, the add-ons themselves, and with these turrets gone in the main, he can do a lot of damage. In come the Marines to try to get these mutas out, and we have another little hit squad from Ganzi moving across to the center of the map. The mutas got to be careful. There's a Thor mixed in there as well, but that Viking gets taken out, and again, DRG just showing some good map control and some nice little harass.
Yeah, DRG with so much creep also got 4 bases, and his hive is just about to finish up, and we could be seeing something like a Greater Spire or perhaps Ultralisk Cavern.
Big drop on the east too. Not sure exactly what it's going to do. Looks like it's unload ahead, because he was spotted by that Overlord dropping creep on the main. He did unload, and the mutas are looking for it right now.
There's another drop here on the left with the Thor being elevated up. He was initially left behind, shouting, "Thor is here!" And then the medevac went back and got him as well. Marines got picked up again on the right side.
I mean, this attack right here could be kind of nice because he could choke up. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and siege on the high ground.
Thor in the front, ideally, against those Banelings.
Yeah, take care of it really easy. And look at this. DRG not even going to mess with it at all, making the decision to go ahead and sack that expansion.
And we've got a counterattack coming with all the Lings and Banelings moving towards the 3rd or the natural of the turn. And there really isn't much in the way of defense. He didn't even... Oh, here we go for the front base. Marines trying to split themselves apart. Thor hopefully going to soak up some of that Baneling damage, but no, here come all the Banelings. Will also get a big connect on the SCVs.
Oh my gosh. There's no siege, is that what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Ganzi did not have siege, you're right.
It was 60% as it got taken down.
So
19 minutes and no siege, but with 2 Ghost Academies. A little bit strange there.
That must be just an oversight here as DRG. I mean, we see Ganzi just continuing his attack here, but we've got the Infestors out and a ton of Banelings over here. Just one single fungal, boom, with the Banelings. We're going to have the Thor and the tanks still remain standing, but with no Marine support, should be able to clean this up. There it is, GG. And another big game by DRG. No siege mode. Artosis and Chef. What do you think of this dismantling that we're seeing here?
No siege mode. I mean, it was actually, I didn't like that move out anyways, that he dropped up towards the 4th base.
I thought that was like weird, but I kind of understood. I'm like, well, he has 2 factory siege tanks on top of that high ground. DRG with Ling Bane Muta is not going to clean that up because there's a Thor there. If he sieges up at home, you know, he can't counterattack really. Well, he can hit the 3rd or something. It's like a risky, weird thing to have that much of your army out there when you're maxed. Like, you're maxed. Just go. Ganzi, you don't normally get more than 3 bases anyways. But then no siege mode.
Well,
Yeah.
I wish every Terran played like that. Is that what you're thinking, Chef? Like,
Well, I'm thinking something like it was like if you take it as purely strategical, like it makes sense to sit on top of a ramp, especially with a small choke, with like a couple tanks and that one Thor, and then you still left enough at home to defend. Like that's the key part here.
Sure.
You know he has Mutiling Bane, right? He's gonna counter you, and that's the only thing you have to be afraid of. So just trade cost effectively with that Marine Thor. But then he didn't leave enough at home because he forgot siege.
Yeah, like if he realized he didn't have siege, why did he even show the units on top of the ramp? Then then he's like, well,
know.
if you are smart enough to counterattack me, or smart enough to just come up this ramp and kill me because now I don't have siege tanks to stop the banelings, then I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he could have even went for the 3rd and the 4th, and like you need to have your siege spread out. He didn't have the rocks broken to go like easily between them.
Oh God, he didn't even have those rocks.
Yeah, he
broken?
didn't.
No.
So his 3rd was just like, it was dead against a small token force from
Two
Dongraegu
lanes
if he
come
so
in,
choose.
just, like kill everything.
I'm actually a little bit in shock that he didn't kill those rocks. I like didn't even look for that because I assume that those rocks won't be there.
Which ended up helping DRG just because as that force did move forward, it was
Like the
enough time
rocks
for him to
trapped
get
him
the
in there?
the infestors, and then it was like, well, game over. Game 3, are we going to see a repeat of what's going on here? It looks like both players are ready to go. Antigua Shipyard is going to be the map, and this is the moment where DRG can shut it down. So far, he is now looking at a 5-1 record today in Games 1, having only lost a single game to MC. Can he 3-0 Ganzi? We're about to find out here in just a moment as the countdown has begun.
Ganzi's going to have to step it up. Hopefully take a mental breather and, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he
Hopefully
just
come
doesn't
back.
want to play the late game, but he is certainly